Pearlman, welcome to From Grassroots to Greatness. It's great to have you on the pitch today. For those who you do not know, Jon is the founder, president, and owner of FC Tucson, with over 25 years of coaching experience and a proven track record of developing players who've reached MLS and USL Championship levels. He holds a USSF A license and has been instrumental in shaping soccer in the Tucson community. Welcome to the show, Jon.
Great to be here, Bruce. Thank you for having me.
Yes, it's a pleasure having people from all over the country and all over the world. I had somebody earlier on from Northern Ireland, and you're in Tucson, one of my favorite cities in the United States. Nice and warm down there, especially in the summertime.
Certainly is.
Well, you've been in Tucson soccer for over 23 years and co-founded FC Tucson. Walk us through your journey. How did you get from playing Union College to building a professional club in Arizona?
Yeah, well, I came here originally for law school. I had both my aunt, my uncle, and my grandparents lived here as I was growing up, and I used to come here on my breaks. Union was on a trimester system, so I would come out here, and I applied to the law school here, and I got in 1997. And I realized quickly I didn't want to be a lawyer, so I went back to New York for a little bit. But I did come back here, and I started my teaching certification, and I started coaching. I didn't really have a sense that I would be a professional coach. I coached a little youth in Atlanta right after I graduated for Concord Soccer Club, which became a very big soccer club there, and then became part of Atlanta United. But for me, I just loved working with kids, and I just started coaching. And really, my journey was through the club routes and through the ODP routes, and taking all of my licensing. And then the opportunity came when the Diamondbacks left here and left their training facility for us to repurpose that for soccer, and we converted those fields into soccer fields. We were able to put a small, at that time, USL PDL stadium there, and I'd been coaching and working with US Soccer and in ODP and with my club at that point, which was Tanque Verde Soccer Club. And we had the opportunity to start hosting preseason here, and that's really was the route. We wanted to host preseason soccer for MLS and USL in the period of the winter, and then the summer have a summer team and look to have a professional team here. And that was really the start of it all.
That's similar to the journey that Steve Stokel did up in Connecticut. Actually, he coached my nephew back 25 years ago, and now he's got an academy. So do you have an academy that goes along with your club?
We do. We have a youth affiliate, FC Tucson Youth, which has about 2,000 players. And in the summer, we have a USL Academy team that's a U20 that is all the best players from Tucson that we can assemble. It doesn't matter your club affiliation. And we play in the USL Academy with a number of other very highly rated teams. Obviously, the Barcelona Academy is out here in Casa Grande. And then we play against, the Phoenix Rising Academy, the El Paso Locomotive Academy, and the New Mexico United Academy as well in that league. So it's a great league, very challenging for us. And, our players come through there and then come through our USL2 team and hopefully then make it on to USL1, the championship, or even MLS.
Well, that's fantastic. Obviously, you're doing something right because you helped 14 players reach MLS and dozens more advance to USL Championship. What specific traits or qualities do you look for when you're identifying talent, and how do you nurture those players to the next level?
Well, I think, obviously, being with US Soccer, I've had the privilege of working with a lot of people on how you can, break down what are the key qualities that you want from a player. Obviously, you're looking at tactical, technical, physical, and obviously psychosocial. So there's certain qualities that, we really value here. One, we want a player with a strong technical base that's comfortable on the ball, comfortable with either foot, and is comfortable in tight spaces. For us, we are very happy to wait for the physical development. We have players, of all sizes. Obviously, we have preferred profiles for certain positions. We're not particularly looking at 5'3" center backs, but that doesn't mean, we wouldn't look at a player differently. Obviously, there's unique exceptions to every rule. And then for us, mentally, it's a player that wants to learn, that is looking to grow and play at the highest level, that is a good teammate, and most importantly is committed to the game and experiences great joy from the training field. I mean, that's where the work is done, and it's often each process for every player is different. So the timeline of them getting where they want to go or seeing the results from their work can vary greatly. You have your early developers that are able to be physically dominant early, and then we have our later developers that may take a little time, but are equally as special. So we make sure that we cater to both types of players, but we don't have a singular type. We try to find players that fit well together and then really want to work hard and improve. But ultimately, we prefer to play a possessions-based system. We like to build through the lines, and we like to have players that have the ability to take people on in the final third and have those key qualities. But we're obviously very open to playing different ways when we have different crops of talent come through the youth system. And when we put a team together, we might think we're going to play one way, and then realize we have to play a different way. So we like our coaches to be adaptable, and we also like our players to be adaptable.
That's excellent. That's excellent. Well, you're in a unique community. It's community driven and a culture. Everybody's talking about culture today. How do you balance technical and competitive side of the club with maintaining a strong connection to local soccer community?
Yeah, I think that's a very good question because, again, as you look at the top USL2 teams in the country, even a club like Vermont Green or, a club like Des Moines is going to pull players from outside their community. So what we've tried to do here is make sure that we have players within our community and we let our top players have those opportunities. We also see the value in those top players who have only been in Tucson to be exposed to players, not just from different colleges, but from different countries so that they can grow, not just, on the field, but off the field, and understanding there's a greater world out there of people with different belief systems and different ways of communicating and different types of personalities. So for us, we want to have Tucson players on the team. If I could have all Tucson players and win a national championship, that would be my greatest desire because I want to see Tucson players succeed. But what I found is that when we find 5 or 6 players here that are up for the challenge, surrounding them with players that are great from all over the country that push them to that level allows players to come out of Tucson and have success at the next level. So we've had a number of Tucson players move on to MLS that have come through here or move on to, opportunities in Mexico as well. But it's important that we don't lower the standard just to have all Tucson players because that obviously would be the easiest way for us to, really connect to the community. So we believe there's a responsibility for us to challenge our local residents to meet the standards of players from all across the world and the country. So we're trying to balance that out. But I love that we're having this summer, 5 or 6 Tucson players that I think that make a big impact. And we're very proud of the ones that have moved all the way on. So.
Can you give us an example of some of the players that have gone on? You said there were 14 roughly.
Yeah, I think
some of the players.
Yeah, of course. I think one of the, first of all, Aaron Long came through us, and Aaron Long plays center back for, obviously played for the long time for the Red Bulls, but is also, one of the leaders on LAFC now. So Aaron Long came through our USL team and is obviously, he played for the U.S. national team. He played in the World Cup. He captained the U.S. On a couple of occasions in friendly matches. I mean, Aaron's been a big one for us. Aaron Herrera, who plays for DC United and also plays for his national team as well. He's a player we're very proud of. Luis Peraza, who's one of the goalkeepers for Inter Miami, he was with DC United last year. He came through FC Tucson. Danny Musovsky, who had 15 goals last year for the Seattle Sounders, is another player, and his teammate Antino also played for us and is now getting starts for that team. And then we had Tate Schmidt, who played for Nashville and RSL. These are just to name a few. These are key guys that really had, tremendous careers. And obviously we have some players that were here that I've helped that didn't really come through us, but came through, like Justin Glad, who's captained RSL. I mean, so we're very proud of the local players that have been part of, Tucson and then support what we're doing here. And then we have a number of others we're excited about coming through that are just at the beginning of their careers, like Justin Milovinoff, who played last summer, who's now starting for the New York Cosmos in his first contract. So again, there's always new players coming up, battling their way up through. And obviously, when we were professional, we still have those players playing for different teams. So we're very proud of the guys that are still playing, that were playing with me in the 21 and 22 seasons.
It's hard to list all the people that have gone through the club, and I apologize for putting you on the spot there, because you always miss somebody. And,
yeah, of course, and that's. But again, it's nice to have a list that's long enough to know you're gonna miss somebody across the years. But we're proud of all the players that come through, and I speak to all of them a lot, and I'm always take joy in them scoring goals. I mean, and even my short time in Oklahoma City, where I worked with the Energy, and I worked with, players always need support no matter where they're from. I still keep in touch with Daryl DK, who's playing in England and struggled with Achilles injuries and scored this year at the end of his season, and just to see him come back and do that. So again, you always should people you think that they grow out of it, but it's always nice to send a WhatsApp or a text to somebody and say, hey, I saw you play. You did a terrific job. We're proud of you. I mean, it goes a long way, and it means a lot. When I hear from old players that they're proud of the team, that means a lot. Or they like, hey, you're doing great things. Keep going. That's the motivation you need. It's a lot of work to have a grassroots club. It's a small business. You're shooting to grow it and get investment and do all of that. And it's important we acknowledge where we came from, what we have accomplished, but are always shooting to push it further.
No, that's admirable. And it's tough to do a grassroots program. I'm hopeful that we can go from here and tell more people about your club in Tucson. Tucson's a great city. It's a great area. I've been down there. I've got friends that live down there, and I enjoy the area. Is there anything else that you'd like to talk about before we wrap this up?
No, I really appreciate the opportunity for you to tell people about Tucson. FC Tucson is definitely worth following. You can follow us on all our social channels. We have a great social presence. We are looking to compete again to push for a national championship this year. It's going to be a great summer of soccer for this whole country. I encourage everyone to get out to watch World Cup parties, to go anywhere and just participate in what's a monumental event that's not going to be here for a long time. So we're excited about participating in the grassroots level, but then rooting for our national team to do as well as it can. And we're rooting for our country to be excellent hosts to the global soccer community. And we're really pleased to be part of that.
And with your help and help of all the people that are guests on my program, we can expand the audience for this program from grassroots to greatness, the journey to the top. And it's going to be on YouTube, and I'll have this interview in a book that I'm publishing along with 8 to 12 other people, and it will also possibly be on a channel that I produce on Roku. So I will let you know about all that stuff. As we tie stuff up, if you were to do this all over again, I know you said you had another career. Is there anything you'd do different?
The only thing I would do different is, and I say this candidly, I would have kept, I own the club again. I owned it at the beginning with 4 partners. I would have probably stayed in and brought in some key partners to maintain ownership. I would not have sold it in the first occasion I did. And I would have trusted myself and my instincts on the business side a little bit more, although I had a lot to learn. I found that I've had good instincts on what people to work with and how to structure this, and the work I've done. I wish I had the team I had now at the beginning. I have a wonderful team behind me on the business side and on the technical side. And I'm really so lucky to work with who I work with. I'm very proud, and I take a lot of pride in what we're doing here. But in terms of doing it over, the game has given me everything. It's given me experiences I could have never imagined. Seeing a Champions League final, meeting the best friends of my life. And I wouldn't change much of anything. And all of that journey has brought me to where I am now, speaking to you, and great place in a World Cup summer. So I wouldn't change too much. I think I have a great friend, Steve Cook, who works at Lexington. He used to be the coach of the Rapids. He always said, "Don't look back. You're not going that way." So
That's
love
true.
that quote, and I appreciate you taking the time to speak with me.
Well, likewise, you're saying some of the stuff that Michael Smith, who was a major investor in Carrick Rangers football club in Northern Ireland, and I'm an investor with him. And he has the same philosophy as you and a lot of the other people that I'm talking to. So it's great that football or soccer, the world football, is being accepted and watched in the United States. I think the World Cup being here is going to be phenomenal. We're going to see a surge in interest, and I'm looking forward to stay in touch with you in the future. And you know my contact information. Just give me a call if there's something I could do for you. Um, Thanks for coming on the pitch today.
Bruce, thank you for having me, and have a great day.
Okay, Jon, thank you so much for sharing your insights and experience with us today. Your dedication to developing talent and building soccer in Tucson is truly inspiring. For our listeners, if you want to learn more about FC Tucson or Jon's work, you can find them online. Keep working hard, stay committed to your goals, and remember, greatness starts with the grassroots. Until next time, this is Bruce Oliver, and we'll see you on the pitch.
You've been listening to From Grassroots to